What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more George Michael, and we're returning to this lovely little CD Older. Thank you again to Michaela, as well as to Herman, who provided the album as well. And the next track is To Be Forgiven, which is an experience that relates to absolution, forgiveness, and on the receiving end, of course, the way that feels or the nature of it would depend on specifics, meaning someone could hold a grudge for an unreasonable reason, and thus to be forgiven would feel more like vindication. You could have made a big transgression, and thus to be forgiven would feel like a load off, or like you have been given a second chance, like a weight has been taken away. Of course, it could be somewhat cathartic if it is an impediment or an impasse related to some connection or some situation that has been blocked or dismantled by whatever the issue was. So, yeah, I do wonder the nature of the phrase in this context, knowing that some of his songs are not only about his relationships, but his father, his family. I wonder if this is another autobiographical one. I certainly would not be surprised by that, and maybe I'm inclined to think that in advance. Of course, it could be more about the experience and its many different manifestations. Luca, have you decided if you want to knock everything over? That's an ambiguous answer at best, and I feel like you are in danger of knocking things over. Give me one moment and I'll see what we can do with her. Yes, I know. I agree, but I think it would be good if we could shoot the reaction without you knocking everything over. So let's listen to it before she does that. Now, see, this is not helping. I've done a whole intro. Please don't knock things over. This is George Michael. The track is To Be Forgiven, and it's from his 1996 album Older.
if I knew my sin. Save me, save me, save me, save I'm going down. I'm going down. I'm going down. I'm going down.
Another lovely, smooth tune from George. I do think smooth is the operative word here. Sonically, I would say, at first I was thinking it had a bit of an Islander feel almost, and then the more I listen, it's like, it's kind of like 70s too. I don't know why, but it feels a bit like a 70s folk type of tune. It still has a bit of that like R&B flavor that characterizes a lot of his work that I've heard. So yeah, somewhere in that nexus, I'd say maybe like folk and island more than the R&B flavor, but there was still like a touch of that. His vocals sweet and smooth as per usual. And lyrically, I'm intrigued. It's like, okay, he's saying, it does sound like he's seeking absolution, but he's also like stopping short of reaching out for help, or he feels like he can't reach out for help. And he's thinking, I think maybe that he can like change himself or fix himself. There's also this like river or flow of water seemingly as an emotional metaphor. And it does sound like he's talking about his own sins, so it's not like he's been falsely accused. Then there's the whole bit, and I was thinking maybe it is about his father, or like at least it goes back to his youth, where he's talking about like, if you could take me to somewhere where like a boy could grow, then maybe the child inside, the boy in me could let me go, which I think maybe it's about like, he'd be able to relinquish or shed the skin of the adult that maybe has made these transgressions or sins, and he could be more innocent and pure again had he had a growth or development that was more natural or nurturing. So again, whether or not this is in any way about his father, it does seem like he's going back to his youth, but maybe only conceptually, maybe only emotionally, and it's a way to deal with the adult him in the present, if I'm reading that right. So a very intriguing one lyrically. I don't quite know how to put it all together, but again, it sounds like he has made some transgressions, committed some sins. He wants to be forgiven, but it sounds like he can't quite ask for it, and he's still very much in his own head. But again, with this metaphor of water or a river, maybe that's both figurative and literal or visual. There's some like direct spatial reference, so I don't quite know how to read it all, but it is very intriguing. Again, vocally as smooth and pure as ever, and sonically very mellow and smooth, and again with a few different ingredients stylistically. So another great tune. Once again, thank you so much to Michaela for this awesome CD, which I've been waiting for the next round to put all the further album covers that I have up on my wall, because again, it is quite the arduous task, particularly for my hand as I put them all in. But yes, at some point soon I'm going to do that, and this one will feature very prominently because he just has this very stylish but also evocative look. So yes, as we all know, Luca was very transfixed by him. Now she's sleeping. She was so mischievous at the beginning of the video. She's quite content and sleeping on the floor now. So in any case, let me know what you think, and I'll see you for the next one. Peace.